Welcome to our channel, where we grow, challenge, and success together. Today, I want to disclose with you 8 mistakes that ruin my engineering projects. You think you're a genius after acing your engineering classes. But what if I told you the biggest mistakes you'll make in the real world have nothing to do with what you learned in school? I've seen it happen to everyone. And in the next few minutes, I'm going to show you how to avoid the most common, costly mistakes that even experienced engineers make. Mistakes in design and building things. First, let's dive into the mistakes we make when we're actually designing and building things. These are the ones that decide if your designs can even be built in the first place. Mistake 1. Designing something without thinking about how to build it. We all do it. You get so focused on making a part look good on the computer that you forget about the real-world process. For every part you design, you have to ask yourself, how will this be made? Will I use a 3D printer or a big machine that carves metal? Once you know the process, you can design the part the right way. A simple example is designing a part with sharp inside corners. A machine can't easily carve those out. It's much easier and cheaper to make the corners round. I once saw a plastic part that had thin walls with no rounded edges, which caused it to crack when it was put together. The design looked fine on the computer, but it didn't work in real life. Always think about the building process before you start designing. Mistake 2. Not planning for the tools you'll need to test and assemble things. On a related note, we often forget to plan for the tools we'll need. Things like special holders and jigs are really important, but they are often forgotten during the design process. I've seen a lot of cases where you need a special tool or holder to test a part. If you don't design for that, the test will be delayed. For example, an engineer designed a part that needed to be pressed into place, but they didn't think about the tool needed for it. The workers just hammered the part in, which broke the housing. Always add features to your design that make it easy to assemble and test. Mistake 3. Making designs too complicated for no reason. Thirdly, let's talk about keeping things simple. Some engineers want to show off their skills by adding extra features that aren't needed. I once saw a metal plate with dozens of tiny triangle cutouts to make it lighter. It looked cool, but it took way longer to machine. A few simple rectangular slots would have worked just as well and saved a lot of time. Use the simplest design that still meets your needs. Mistakes with paperwork and talking to people. Moving on, let's talk about the mistakes that have to do with paperwork and how we talk to people. These are the ones that cause a ton of confusion and cost you a lot of time and money. Mistake 4. Not keeping track of design changes and updates. This one is a big one. Without a good system for revisions, you might end up building old parts. I've seen cases where a supplier was sent an updated drawing through email, but still used the old version in their system. This led to a big delay and a lot of wasted parts. Always follow your company's rules for updating part numbers and keeping track of changes. Mistake 5. Skipping design reviews with other teams. Another big mistake is not talking to other people. Talking with other teams, like the people who build the parts and the people who test them, can catch problems early on. I've seen teams skip these meetings to save time, only to find a major problem later that cost a lot of money to fix. Always have meetings with other departments to check your design and find potential problems early. Mistake 6. Not writing down conversations and decisions. And finally, never rely on just talking. People forget what was said or misunderstand things. A supplier might agree to a change over the phone, but later deliver the wrong part. Without something in writing, you have no proof. Always write down important requests and decisions, either in an email or in meeting notes. This keeps everyone clear and accountable. Now, before we continue, I want to talk about how important it is to keep learning, even after you've finished school. The best engineers never stop trying to get better. If you want to keep leveling up your skills and avoiding more of these common mistakes, my channel, BP Engineering Quest, is the place to be. On my channel, you'll find videos that break down complex engineering topics, share practical tips for your projects, and help you bridge that gap between what you learned in school and what you'll face in the real world. I'm always adding new content to help you on your engineering journey. So, if you found this video helpful, make sure to hit that subscribe button right now. And check out my channel, BP Engineering Quest, for more useful videos that will help you become a better engineer, professional and personal mistakes. And last, but not least, let's talk about the professional and personal mistakes that are just as important as the technical ones. Mistake 7. Not understanding what your supplier can do. First, you've got to understand your suppliers. This includes things like how long it takes to get parts, what materials they have, and what their machines can handle. For example, if you ask for a special material that the supplier can't get, it will cause a long delay. Always check with your suppliers about what they can do before you finish your design. Mistake 8. Not asking for help. And finally, don't be afraid to ask for help. Trying to solve a problem by yourself often wastes time and increases the chance of making a mistake. Asking for help from coworkers brings new ideas and helps you find a better solution faster. Remember, asking for help isn't a sign of weakness. It shows that you want to do the job right and learn from others' experiences. So, there you have it, the most critical mistakes that can mess up your project and your career. By avoiding them, you can build things that actually work the first time and deliver projects on time and on budget. If you found this helpful, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more tips to level up your engineering skills. And check out this video here where I break down even more design mistakes that can cost you a fortune. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.